So growth hacking is a term that's out there. I don't like the term. I don't know about you guys. I don't like the term, but it's kind of mainstream now. And the whole thing came from, you could hack a website. There was two ways to hack a website. There was the good way, which means that you were just trying to figure out the code on it and maybe do something and manipulate the site and do something well. And then there's, of course, the negative connotation of hack, which is, you're actually trying to get into the back of it and maybe do something illegal.
But hacking, that term hacking has actually evolved, and it's actually a good, more positive like that.
Exactly. And so growth hacking, basically, we have the definition up on the site, but growth hacking is the process of rapid experimentation across marketing channels and product development to identify the most effective, efficient ways to grow a business. Growth hackers are marketers, engineers, product managers that specifically focus on building and engaging the user base of a business. And so, in short, you have these traditional methodologies that Site Strategics employs and that we employ, and that's that, writing continuous posts, promoting those posts, doing SEO, doing some paid marketing and everything else. But then you have these hacking techniques in between that you guys do and we do as well, like, throw out an infographic.
Right.
And so these are, I don't want to say cheats, but it's basically you can get a lot of attention in a little bit of time with a little bit of effort.
They're not incidentals. They're almost like disruptors.
Right, exactly. And so the thing about it is I believe that a balanced marketing approach takes these into consideration as well. I think that whenever there's an opportunity to kind of leap forward and jump your traffic, now it can play havoc on your stats too. If you publish an infographic, you'll see your read time drops and you'll see maybe your visits skyrocket and then it falls back to normal, but you pick up a few long-term fans through that and everything. So there's 15 of them. Elevate is a agency that they do fantastic infographics, by the way. I can't every time he sends me one, I'm like, I got to publish this. They're just really beautifully done. But he has 15 growth hacking techniques and ideas. So first one is tap into third-party audiences, and that's basically what we do here, right? Is we're going to have Eric, Enga on, and of course Eric is going to share the podcast with his audience, and so we're tapping into his audience by having him as a guest on here.
Exactly.
And just not Barry Schwartz, right?
Not Barry Schwartz. Yeah,
he who shall not be named.
Exactly.
He's Boulder Schwartz.
Wow, nice.
Aaron for the win.
That sounds like a Photoshop ready to happen.
Sorry, Barry.
Guest blogging is a way to do that as well, but I don't think it's as pervasive as like a podcast. I think podcasts really get shared a lot more. Leveraging third-party platforms. We have a list of 45 startup announcement and marketing platforms on Marketing Tech Blog if you just do a search for startup announcement. These are just sites where people are searching for tools and searching for things, searching for marketing help. So literally, if you launch a company, you could go out and put your site on 45 different websites announcing.
Who are ready and waiting to assist.
Exactly. They have an audience waiting to hear about your announcement. Target your competitors' fans. I love this one. We do this all the time, and that's social media, right, Sarah? Is go after the influencers that are following your competitor, follow them, and start engaging with them online, and then start engaging with their fans online. And you can, if you're able to help them, and the company that they're working with isn't helping them, guess what? When it's time to make a purchase decision, they might just switch over to you guys. Creating content for the buyer journey. We've talked about this, I think, every show, but basically creating that content library that answers all those questions that people have about your product or services. Create page-specific content, and I love this, but if you're utilizing ads and everything, don't just have one landing page on your site. Have landing pages that speak to people at different positions, different industries, different everything. And you can, if it's more personalized, obviously you're going to get more of a lift on those conversions. Build a targeted list of emails. So segmentation is obviously a huge thing nowadays, and so you can. Even just segmenting your customers from your prospects can make a huge difference in the responses that you're getting back from people. If you're sending your customers ads to sign up with you, it doesn't make much sense. But if you send your customers upsell opportunities or whatever, that makes a lot more.
Yep.
Cart abandonment notifications. Now, typically people talk about this from an e-commerce standpoint, but you got to remember that a landing page is basically a shopping cart on your site. It's a way for someone to enter and convert with you. So what happens when, let's say, a subscriber to your email comes and hits your site and they start to enter the form, and then they say, I don't have time right now, or I'll just do this later.
Probably had to take care of a dog going out to the bathroom.
Exactly. Dog pooped in your office and
emergency.
Got to clean it up. So he is really asleep right now. Someone take a picture of that. That's got to go on the podcast. Pooped out. The pooped out podcast pup.
That's a big exertion.
But
to make that type of smell.
Cart abandonment is a really high response rate and high conversion from an email standpoint. So do it for everything. Hosting contests. We're launching some contests here soon with Hello Wave. We should probably do something in unison with you guys on that. Think about some giveaways and stuff. Yeah, Hello Wave. HELLOWAVE. They have a really robust platform that basically you can put widgets on your website and social, and have them all going into the same contest. And they have some kind of proven templates, so you don't have to sit there and work at. We've signed up for a couple of these contest apps and really had a tough time where it's open a blank template. Like, build your contest. I'm like, well, I don't know anything about contests. How do I build my contest? And so we're really intrigued by what they're offering. Build an exclusive community. I think this is a really tough one to do. But ultimately, let's say Edge of the Web, if we
open up a login environment where people
we
can
continue the growth and then have a forum where people can help each other and everything. But that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. To make it intriguing and worthwhile participating, you better believe it.
Exactly. I remember I worked for a company, I won't mention their name, but they opened up a community and they thought, they were huge in one industry, and they said, man, this is going to take off like crazy, and nobody came. Nobody. They had probably 20,000 customers and nobody signed up.
Ooh.
And so then what they did was really nasty. Was basically when you logged into the app, it logged you into the community. And then they talked about how great the community was growing every day. Like, come on. Yeah. So nurture leads automatically. I think this is another one. We've been using Wishpond lately, and I'm not sure if you guys have experimented at all. It's a really low cost, really high, great features, and they've got an agency version too. But it's marketing automation and nurturing, and I think this is another one that people often visit your website, but they're not ready to buy yet. And you've got to touch them. You've got to keep touching them so that when they are ready to buy, they're not sitting there going, what was that one company that I went to? Instead, the email is sitting in their inbox and they go, oh yeah, these guys do it. And that's, I think, it's a typical thing that just happens everywhere on the web. Reward sharing and referrals. We do that obviously between our companies and stuff, but referrals are great. You don't have to pay a sales guy, right? I would much rather do referrals all day, and it's usually from someone with a testimonial. It's usually someone that's a trusted contact of yours. Retargeting ads. I know you guys do a ton with retargeting. So
can't swing a dead cat and not hear one of our ads.
Yeah. Or a pooping dog.
Or a pooping dog. You don't want to swing a pooping dog.
We got to run an ad on the pooping dog. The pooping podcast dog. That would be fantastic. The next one is probably a frustration more for consumers and businesses that we fill out our information on your site and you don't listen to us. Use your data. Use the data. If someone fills out information, I think you guys have a lot of stats and you work with your clients to increase the response time.
Yes.
Reduce, I should say, the response time between the time that someone connects with you and getting them, a contact.
Yep.
And that is so critical. I gave you my information. I told you I'm ready to buy, and now I don't hear anything. Or you call me up and say, what was it that you were looking for? When the data should be right there in front of you.
Right.
So use your data. And then one of these was definitely look at opportunities that don't scale. So we all look at opportunities that do scale, like email marketing and everything else. But sometimes there's things like sponsoring a conference. It's a one-time thing. It's an event. Maybe you can get something and put in a goodie bag or whatever.
Yep.
Look for those opportunities. And I think that's one of the things that we're trying to do is every month we're trying to figure out where could we spend money that just isn't a normal. Maybe we could set out postcards one month. Maybe we could sponsor an event, maybe whatever. So look for those opportunities that aren't scalable, but could drive, a high impact. So
you're going through these different tactics, right? And I'm hearing a portfolio of a number of different things, of different types of ways to stir the pot, be able to get the brand out there, and they all are different. They're all, but collectively, it's across a lot of different sectors, a lot of different touch points, and your consumer lives in 2 or more of those.
Yeah.
Okay. And be able to have your content there, your message there in multiple spaces, that's marketing. And if you're not expanding those channels into all these different tactics, all these different areas, right? You're not consistently moving the needle there. Right. You're not consistently moving that message out.
Or the needle is just moving at a crawl.
Yeah.
Right? We could blog every day and we know that eventually we'll reach, but you don't have 10 years. So you got to do things like infographics, promotion, retargeting, to get people there. So if you want to accelerate your growth, you've got to have these growth hacking techniques.
I agree. So
there you go. So just do a search for what is growth hacking on the Marketing Tech blog, and you'll see that beautiful. Again, the infographic was from Elevate with a number 8.
Oh,
Elevate. Good folks.